One of the first things I've got to sort out is my eating habits, because my eating habits are terrible. I'm about to head out on my first walk. I don't know if I told you, I did a couple of walks. Hungry. I did a couple of walks last week, 6.5 miles, which almost killed me. What I found is I got to about 4.5 miles and I hit a wall. I just completely broke down. Obviously I'm out of fitness. I'm not very fit, but I also think that I don't usually eat breakfast, so I'm beginning to think that maybe part of that was because I didn't eat any breakfast. So here we go, porridge and bananas, and we'll see if it's any better today. Bye. But fantastic start. Have a cigarette before I go. Always good. I'm exhausted already, and all I've done is put on my boots. Woo! So this is one of my local woods. This is Sherwood's Wood. It's quite large as woods go, although it's not like you can get lost in it or anything. I'm about 1.5 miles into my walk. First day, have to admit I'm kind of knackered. Just thought I'd take a quick break, have some water, and now I'm back on the move again. So this is the probably the only incline that I've got to do today. I'm about 50 metres, if that, up the hill. Absolutely wringing with sweat, knackered, exhausted. I mean, I'm only 2 miles, maybe 2 miles into the walk. The idea that I'll have to do probably bigger and steeper hills than this within 2 miles of having packed up a tent with a much heavier pack on my back, and then having to do something like this within 2 miles and having another 18 miles to go. That to me seems absolutely, it's never going to happen. But like I say, this is my first day. When I did the 6.5 mile walk last week, and then I did it again a couple of days later, it was quite surprising how quickly I'd acclimatised. The second 6.5 miles seemed to go a lot easier, no less painful, but certainly in the first 3 miles, 4 miles, I was much happier. But it has been a week since that happened, so I think the lesson learned here is to keep on doing it and do it every day. And if I do it every day, then I might actually be able to do this. I'm dying. Halfway down the walk now. Oh. I just moved the camera. Being halfway around, it is time for me to take a quick break. I'll be honest, I'm only 2.25 miles in. Need some water. Now, as you can see, I've got some gear already. Obviously when I do the long walk, a day sack like this isn't going to be good enough. I'm thinking about getting an Osprey 58 litre. Osprey Ecos, is it? Osprey Ecos 58 litre. I was thinking 48 litre. Abby Barnes uses a 48 litre and it seems to do her fine. Lots and lots of stuff, but I've not actually seen, I mean, I've seen her do like 5 or 6 day walks. There's a possibility I could be out anything up to 10 days, especially towards the end of the walk up in Scotland, which means me carrying a lot of food. Talking about food, bought some sandwiches with me. As you can see, eating is quite close to my heart, but it's something I'm going to have to stop. Not today though. First day out, I'm going to have a sandwich or two. Taking the quietness, look at it, it's lovely here. I don't think I've ever actually walked around this bit of Sherwood's Wood before. It's quiet. You can just hear the A1 off in the distance over that way, or the A1M, as we are this close to London. And you might have noticed I'm wearing earphones. I tend to listen to books. At the moment I'm listening to The Expanse, book 6. Can't actually remember what it's called. I'll just call it The Expanse, book 6. Very, very good books. Of course I'm not listening to it at the moment. Wow, it is quiet. I can hear birds peeping in. See, this is the kind of stuff that I miss. Sitting out, there's no one around. Yeah, it's beautiful. I'm not sure I can handle 75 days of it. We'll see. Bon appetit. Lovely listening to the wind in the trees. God, I've really missed just being out, to be honest. I know I did the walks a couple of weeks ago, but I didn't actually just stop, and it was all like slog. I think it's something I've got to remember to enjoy and appreciate where I'm going, what I'm doing. Yeah, that's important. So 15-minute break certainly is nice, but all the legs, ooh, I have to stretch those out a bit before I go anywhere. Ow, 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 ow. Ah. Right. Ooh. Ooh, heck. Right. So, I'm on my way back. I know that I've followed the trail long enough. I'm actually heading in the right direction to be going home. It seems to have taken ages. So The sun's heading towards the horizon. I know I left at 1 o'clock. By the time I'd got everything ready and done, so I know I was a little bit late out of the door this morning, but I'll be quite impressed if I make it home before it gets dark. So 4.5 miles is taking me some time, has to be said, and of course I won't be able to countenance that, but you know, I should not measure myself on my very first time out, like official training wise. So yeah, I'm not gonna give up. Tomorrow I'll do it a lot quicker. Yeah. Cheers. Sun coming through the trees there. Deep dark woods. I think my reading of fantasy when I was a kid really woke up the enjoyment of hiking. Because, I mean, there's buildings down there now, so that ruined the whole thing. But you know, I used to be able to walk out in the midst of the nowhere and imagine the orcs and werewolves and monsters, and I'd have my trusty stick, my trusty sword at the go. And yeah, I'm 49 years old and I don't suppose that's ever gone away. So, well, who wants to grow up anyway? So I made it 4.5 miles. My first day of training. I'll be honest, it's just gone 4 o'clock now. So that's essentially 3 hours that I was out. But I'll be honest, I stopped in town. I ran into a few friends. That's the problem with training, and my route takes me through town, is that I'm going to run into people that I know. I used to be, still am quite well known about town, so I stopped for a coffee, had a couple of cigarettes, and then continued the last half a mile back home. I'm now sitting outside here having a cigarette with my dog. This is my dog. This is Bailey. I don't know if you can see him there. He's dying of cancer, of all things. They told me that he had between 2 weeks and 2 months to go. That was 4.5 months ago. So him being ill might be another reason why I'm doing this, because it's kind of helpful, it's kind of cathartic. It's a bit chilly out, I'll be honest with you. I was definitely cold having sat down and had a coffee. Anyway, yeah. So he's on steroids, makes him hungry all the time. I can't take him with me because he really can't walk that distance anymore. I walk over the little green where I live, and he has a potter around there, sniff about. Due to the steroids, he needs to wheel all the time, so I'm not expecting him to last much longer. He's gone downhill somewhat in the last couple of weeks, but like I say, he's still bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, so I'm not getting rid of him yet. I'm going to give him the best that he can while I can. Good walk today, I feel good about it. Things that I've noticed, my boots, I have brushes. They might be a tiny bit small. I think when I bought them a couple of years ago, I think I bought my size rather than a size up. So coming downhill, I did feel my toes bumping against the front, so I might have to think about getting some other boots. it's very unlikely that a pair of boots are going to last 1200 miles anyway, so I'm going to have to get 2 or 3 pairs of boots and try and break them in over the next 5 months, then send them on to different post offices. Kind of throws me completely that boots like only last 300-400 miles. Also, the trousers that I'm wearing, I don't think they're a branded pair. I bought them before I did the coast to coast. I was obviously somewhat thinner when I did the coast to coast. These are kind of cutting off the circulation to my lower body, but I was planning on getting some new walking trousers anyway. These will do for the moment while I'm doing my training. That's it for day one. Day one is done. I've actually got out and I've started, so this is a good thing. Let's see. My ankle's not too bad either, although it's usually the next day that it's a problem, so we'll see how it is tomorrow. I'm adamant I'm going to get out there and do another 4.5 miles tomorrow, so we'll see how it goes. Good night, have a good evening.